We're excited about our 3 picks today. We got better. Excited about all 8 of our picks, but today we got better. Starting with the running back, Tyler, 4-down player. First and second down, the way he can run the ball. Third down, he can catch it, he can protect. Fourth down, the value he's going to bring in the kicking game. He fits our ethos. Check all the boxes. We're really excited to bring him in this building, and he's excited to be here. And then Big Justin, adding a big, powerful offensive lineman with the right makeup. Another Cedar Grove local. He said that D'Angelo's his cousin. I don't know if that's a play cousin or a real first. That's what he told me. That's what he told me. So, but he's excited, and both those guys, bringing them home, and they're excited to compete for the team. And then we get a big tight end, also local, and we have a clear vision for what he's going to be. Again, top makeup, big athletic man, and so there's not a lot of men that big walking around and can move like that. So we're really excited. So again, all 8 picks, 3 picks today. We really helped this football team, and now once the draft ends, we'll get into the 8th round, and we're going to continue to add good football players. We keep talking about our scouting staff and our coaches and all the work that goes into it, and they really grind through this free agency process as well. So I know we're going to continue to add some good football players. So we're excited.
Coach, what's your vision for a kid like Tyler? Got a lot of tape, a lot of production last couple of years out there.
Yeah, he's a great football player. And, he's playing a little linebacker too, right, D-Led? So we expect him, certainly he'll be in that room. Jobs are wide open, right? Yeah, we know his first, second down production. With all the backs, it's a different game to protect in the NFL. And you're betting on the makeup and the athletic ability and spatial awareness that he has. It's a skill, something we'll have to develop. We love his yards after contact. Love the mental makeup. We think he's a guy that should come in here. He's not contributing first, second down right away. He's a guy who hopefully helps us on 4th down. But the opportunity's there. The running back room, it's wide open. Schaefer, this guy, loved his 40 time, so we select him at guard. He's a big, nasty mauler.
That was for you.
That was for
I don't know if you caught that or not.
Well, we have him. Yep. So
look right into his phone.
I know. And then obviously Big John. So we're excited. They add. We talk about our ethos around here. That's our culture. That's the makeup of the guys that love football, that are competitive, guys that have functional football intelligence. They're going to come in here and compete. They're going to continue to work to improve. That's what we're looking for with these type of players. I thought the entire football staff, they knocked it out of the park this week. It's a really awesome. We talk about being collaborative, and it's true. We got a great group in there, and my hat's off to them.
What was this 3-cone? I like the 3-cone.
You like the 3-cone?
Yeah.
Let's look it up. I'll let you ask Terry a question. I'll look up his 3-cone.
You should just let him come in the.
Okay, let's look it up.
Just get him in the draft meetings with his notebook, and it'd be easier.
Well, he's got his anonymous scouts in the national media. So
his anonymous scouts.
Let's go. Let me get his 3-cone. You guys can ask Terry something real quick.
This may be a reach, but when I'm looking at this overall draft class, it just seems like y'all picked a lot of guys with a chip on their shoulder. I think you go through and you look at Anderson, he's a guy from Montana State, didn't have any stars coming out of high school. Tyler, walk-on. You have D'Angelo, Western Kentucky, Desmond Ritter, who has said time and time again he plays with a chip on his shoulder. Fitzpatrick, a blocking tight end, not necessarily a flashy guy. Was that by design? Are those the type of players that you're looking for?
Well, we're looking for players that have that kind of makeup and that compete that way. And it's not just, we always say makeup, we're not just talking about good human beings, good people, but we want guys that get on the football field and fight and compete. And so when you're looking for those types of guys, every single one of them, I don't know if you said Drake London, but that guy's got a chip on his shoulder. Every single one of them. Our head coach has a chip on his shoulder. And you look in our building, the staff, there's a lot of people that, hey, we come in every day with something to prove. And so you want people around you like that. We want people in our locker room like that. We have a good locker room. We have a lot of players here that come in every day and compete. And so we need to add to that. So it's not a stretch. We try to bring in a certain type of player. and couldn't be more excited about this class.
Three guys with an Atlanta connection. Was that by design or was that a happy accident?
It's a happy accident.
Happy accident?
Yeah, I mean, it's always great, it adds to it, but that's not the reason we drafted them. We drafted because they're good football players and they fit what we're looking for. So D-Led, this is not intellectual property, because this is not a trade secret that you failed to mention as part of the fourth part of the intellectual property, but we won't worry about the details. We won't get into the details there, but this one was a Georgia Pro Day, so I feel fine. This is public knowledge, right? Yeah, it's an 809, 809 free cone for your.
Is that?
Are you rethinking the pick
I gotta
now?
go look at my chart.
Not at all.
You gotta look at your chart and see
I
if
like
that
the
fit
tape.
where that fits
I
for
like the
that
tape,
type.
but I can give that away because that is public. Because that was at the Pro Day, so we got that APT. That gets shared. That gets shared.
Secret.
It's trade secret. I told you. Yeah, you don't want people jump. Yeah, you forgot to mention that at the fourth part, but again, nobody's counting.
But Tori, that's not by design, and yet there's so much homegrown talent in here, right? So same thing after the draft, and once we start working on that 8th round, hopefully we get some more. But when you go through the pool of prospects, there's a lot of good football that's played here. We've talked about high school games that we want to go to, and we want to go because when you go to high school games here, you're going to be watching players that are going to be playing on Sunday. And so when you go through that process, naturally, whether they play at one of the local schools but there's a lot of homegrown talent here. And so we're excited to get some in the building.
Did any of them go to the local day?
Yeah, we had a few of them at the local
A
day.
few of them did?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
three drafted?
you got the list. Bassett gave you the local, right?
Did he?
Yeah.
Y'all didn't get the local list?
No.
We should, I don't know why we wouldn't just, why didn't we just invite him to the local?
I know.
I don't understand why we wouldn't do
D-Led's
that.
gonna come.
I used to get the list. He
We're gonna. Do you have
Yeah,
a scouting
we'll-
subscription service? I'll
had to call
It's
all
unreal.
agents. I made my own list.
That Bassity, man, he's a hard ass.
I did ask for records, but I asked for a little bit.
Josh?
How do y'all identify, you use makeup and toughness and ethos, how do you identify it? Is it just the tape, is it just what they do on film? Are there certain markers you look for in the way that they play or the way that they carry themselves?
It's really everything, Josh. It's body of work. I mean, you're right. You're asking for a subjective, grade, but that's what the scouts do a good job. It's a collaborative process. You just, like anybody, when you're going to hire somebody, your resume, what are you looking for? You're looking for the standardized test, or you're looking for a body of work. Know what you're getting. So it's the whole makeup, how they are, their habits every day. That's what you're digging into. You're looking, you're watching, collecting information.
It's the total picture, that first boots on the ground area scout that's in that building. They're talking to everyone in the building. They're watching them in practice. Arthur wants to know, hey, how does he practice, right? Because it's not just about guys that you don't flip the switch and do it in the game. You have to do it every day. So scouts are in the schools, seeing them practice, seeing the way they compete on the practice field, talking to everyone in that building and knowing what they get. But then, again, now you go through the process of the all-star games and the combines, the pro days, the workouts, and it's the total picture. We don't have lazy scouts that just go talk to one person in the building and they tell them the stuff and they turn that into us. No, they do all their digging and continue to, and it's A to Z, but it has to come together. So like Arthur said, it's the whole picture.
Charles?
What do you guys, for either of you, when you studied tape on Tyler, in addition to his school records for yards and tied to the nation leading touchdowns, put up a big number of carries this season. Did you see a guy that got stronger? I think 276 carries. Did he get stronger?
You gotta watch that
during
bowl game.
games?
Watch that bowl game he played. I'll tell you everything you need to know about him. So that'll answer that.
He had 4 plus 190 games.
What'd your TV scout say?
That was NFL.com. And college football records.
Yeah, his production this year, you're right, his production was unreal. He's been a productive player, but this season it went to another level.
Yeah, and I always say that just because that shows you a lot. I mean, I wasn't trying to be rude about it. Just that's what we have conviction about it. So apologize. That came across as no. I wasn't trying to be curt with you, but I was just that tells you everything.
Yep.
How the guy finished the season.
Because it was at the end of the
Yes.
season, and he was
Yes.
still that
Yes.
strong.
Mm-hmm.
Gabe, come back.
Yeah, so sticking with Tyler, both of you have mentioned him on third downs. He kind of suggested that maybe he was a little underutilized there just because of BYU's offense. Do you feel like there's more there to be shown?
With all our players, like it's great. He feels like he was underused at BYU. He's got to come here. He'll have an opportunity to earn it.
Yeah.
It's good. He wants to do it. But there's a lot of job descriptions to be a running back. A lot of things we ask him to do. If he can do that, he'll make himself a very valuable player on this football team.
And just his running style and just, breaking tackles and just the way he plays, how does that specifically fit with the culture that you're trying to build?
Yeah, I think pretty apparent. The guy likes to run through people. So, it just yards after contact. The guy, I think he had 40 this year. He had 40 runs of 10+ yards. So, a lot of things. He can create explosive plays. He grinds out runs. To me, as a guy that gets stronger, as a volume, I think that's a rare trait that a lot of people, maybe value, maybe don't. But certainly when you want to close games out, you like guys that can play strong in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and if you're smart and tough and you're going to work at your craft, you're going to take the coaching, then however much you did on third downs, and you're going to continue to improve. So same thing on fourth down. If you're smart and you're tough and you're competitive, and then you're going to, because everyone here is, you're going to play on special teams. And so regardless of how much guys did in college, then you're going to project to do well in those areas.
Scott?
Seems like with the guys you've added in this draft and also the veterans that you brought in, that you guys are creating a lot of position battles in a very competitive environment. I'm sure that's by
design.
Design, yeah. Is that kind of the environment that you're looking to foster during the spring and the summer?
Absolutely.
What about the offensive line specifically? It seems like a guard and a tackle, if it's veterans or the guy that you just brought in, could those be open competitions at several spots?
Yeah. Obviously, you invest in certain spots. We know that. But at the end of the day, you got to produce in this business. So it's what you want. You don't want people to ever get complacent. It's a tough job. We all know that. But yeah, it's by design. Terry and his staff do a great job of doing that. They churn the roster. They look all around. Think of the production we got last year out of guys like Rush and Pinnell that weren't in camp with us, and they helped us. So it's just a never-ending process.
Anything else? Josh?
If I can circle back to a yesterday's subject for both of you. I know, Arthur, you mentioned you feel like Marcus, as the veteran, sort of is 1A at this point, and then you let Desmond.
Whatever D'La has in the depth chart, that's what we'll roll with.
And you let Desmond compete. But do you see value in getting Desmond on the field this year in some role, just so you know what you've got?
Josh, I'm not going to sit here and speculate about some kind of fit a narrative of some kind of quarterback controversy or give you our plan of development. We'll see what it looks like when he gets here. Like I said, with all of our guys, we got to see what he looks like. You got to go earn a job. If you're asking if we're going to all of a sudden put a package in for him, we'll see. We got a long way to go till September, so I'm not going to sit up here and speculate right now.
But do you feel like you need to see what it looks like in a game as you think about your long-term quarterback plan?
See how it works out. I'm not going to sit here and tell you our long-term plan, short-term plan. We'll let it play out. We know what we want to see behind the scenes, but it'll play itself out. You guys will be able to watch it.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to putting these new people in the different.
Can't wait.
Yeah, can't wait till after training.
That's how Terry and I, when we go over to different, we wait for yours first.
But Justin Schaefer, I don't know where to put him. He played
Where do you
left, he
think?
played right, he played left and right.
Where do you think he fits best?
It depends. Well, he played left and right, so I would start there. I don't know if he needs to, because you only get so many people active, you got to have a center too, so he's got to probably do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I would probably leave him at left.
Again, I just think we should just bring him in the staff room for the meetings when we're talking.
I'll call
having
his
those
agent.
discussions.
I'll call his agent.
So,
Now, if I put him at left, then I can put Mayfield at right tackle and have a war over there. See who's going to be right
You
there.
know, counting
we
out the
just
other
bring-
guys that we brought in too? You're already counting out the other guys?
No, I want to fight. I want competition.
Yeah, we want competition.
Competition everywhere, yeah.
Josh was asking about the quarterback.
Yeah, we want let them win it. Let them win it. I know you can't give people jobs.
No.
You gotta let them win it. And great. I mean, just overall, just some more overall comments. Look, strong. It looked like strong class that still address the needs, even though you say you were going best player available. So that's kind of best of both worlds. It looks like from the quick review.
Did you do that
and
as
so
a
forth.
design? Did you do that as design?
By design, that's kind of what we tried to. But look, Arthur said it that hey, you always want to take the best player off the board, and you don't want to reach, and yet when you're going through the board, there are times that you're going to have players in the same category, and you can lean more towards a certain position. But yeah, we had a plan coming into the day, and are coming into Thursday, and we're really excited. We couldn't be more excited right now. And again, this 8th round, we're going to keep adding players. There's still some good football players. When we turned in our last card, there were more football players on that board that we're going to work hard to get if they don't get drafted. And so we're excited. We really are.
Y'all call that the 8th round?
Yeah.
8th round picks, right? And once they get here, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how they got here. It's like we said, it's competition at every position.
Charles?
Did you need to get through the draft to make your final determinations about fifth-year decisions on contracts?
Tuesday.
Oh, no. We didn't need to. We've constantly talked about it. And so, no, the draft wasn't going to affect that decision.
Would you like to announce those now?
No.
I don't ever fault you guys for trying. I appreciate it. You guys got a hard job. I mean, one thing I will say, you guys got a hard job, but there's certain
Yeah.
things we want to. Terry's got a process he's going to go through, and we're going to stick to it.
Yep.
Don't ever mind you guys asking though.
Is this a time of the year that you and your staff really like, now that you have these draft picks in and you can start working with them and teaching schemes and
Absolutely.
building and developing?
Yeah, I get fired up. You see, it's what we get paid to do. It's what we're passionate about. They line the fields now. You get to do a little bit of phase 2 work, and we'll get into OTAs as we build up to get ready to go for training camp.
Caden had on a Drake London USC jersey. Did you get that for him?
I did.
You did?
Yeah, I got that for him. Yeah, he's a big jersey guy, so I got it for him, but I told him he couldn't put it on until if we drafted him. He couldn't wear it to school until we saw if we drafted him or not. So he was excited to wear it.
Nice. What's it like having him in the room?
It's so special. Like we said, our families, we want them around as much as possible. We're a family organization. Just last weekend or weekend before last, Arthur had his boys up here, and we're running around the football field playing catch with them, and it's important. We, the coaches, the scouts, the whole staff, everybody in the building works hard, and so you got to have your families around. They got to be a part of it, because it's funny, we all say balance. We want to have balance. It's not balanced when you do these things. You can't really be balanced, but you got to have your family to be a part of it. And we have a great organization that is. There's probably some places where it wouldn't be normal to have a 10-year-old run around the draft room, and but starting with Arthur, he's obviously a big-time family guy, and Arthur Smith, family guy, and so in the leadership of the organization, Rich McKay, family guy, when that's the leadership of the organization, then it's normal for families to be around, and that means a lot. That's the kind of organization I want to be a part of.
The scouting process is so long. What's it like to get to this point right here? Is it a sigh of, what's it like to get to this point now after all the work by so many people that have been put in to make these picks?
Yeah, again, man, it's really exciting. We spend so much time talking about these guys and working with these guys, and again, so many scouts that work so hard, and coaches that work, and staff that work so hard through this process, and you really get to know these players, and you want them. Once you determine your stack, and then you're on the clock, or you're leading up to your pick, and you're 5 or 6 picks away, whew, the juice starts going, and you want those guys, and you want to pull those guys off the board, So it's really exciting because you know them, and then so now you get them in the building and get going. It's exciting.
Remember that Drake London jersey?
No, you can't disclose that. Come on.
He opened the door.
I know it did.
He opened the doors.
Anything else? Hmm?
Yeah, so yeah. No, I was the only thing when I had Big Liam up here, we didn't have the sleds out here yet. My 2-year-old, I'm trying to get him. Make sure he's got.
He's a center. He's going to be a center. So it's funny. So we were running around out there, but he kept wanting. We were playing outside, and Big Liam kept wanting to go inside. What's Liam, 2? 2 years old. He kept wanting to go inside. I'm like, what does he want? So I finally opened the door for him. He runs right to the O-line room, and he runs to a drawer and opens it up, and it's where all the snacks are. And he starts getting snacks. I'm like, how does he instinctively know where the O-line room is and where the snacks are? He's the center. He's going to be the center.
All right.
Be careful, he could have this thing to be a sports writer.
There,
Yeah, it's true.
there you go. That's funny. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like it.
Appreciate
I like
it, guys.
it. Good?
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Guys.
Thank y'all.
Thanks.